Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, college football fans, and welcome to the Central Indiana Sports Report. Thank you so much for joining us for the College Football Report, where our hosts, Eric and Ryan Robinson, and myself, Greg Mengelt, preview the local college football games and the best games from across the country, and make our picks for each game in a competition against sports media from across Central Indiana. Also, today we released our IU-Iowa preview with Grant Schaus and Mike Hutzel, and we will have a reaction following the game on Saturday. We do the same every week with Purdue, but the Boilermakers are on a bye week. Here it is, the College Football Report with Eric and Ryan Robinson. Welcome, college football fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for our College Football Report with Eric and Ryan Robinson. I am your host, Greg Mengelt, and I am joined by said Eric and Ryan on the Riverside app. And Eric and Ryan are our college football gurus, and boy, have they ever been so far. I decided to put them up against the local media this year and see how they would do picking games. And how they've done so far is be in first and second place. Last week, Elijah Poe of the Ball State Daily News and our IndyCar guy was the winner with 34 points. Kevin Helfrich, 33. Greg Mengelt with 32. Kate Hampton of the Muncie Star Press with 31. Zach Carter of Key On Sports, 28, tied with Eric Robinson. And then Ryan Robinson with 27, so they were just 1 point off of each other. Tied with him with Daniel Bragg of Bragg Sports and Grant Schaus of the Action Sports Network. Eric is the leader. Eric, you've been the leader every week, haven't you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think you've been the leader since the start.
Your college guys, 1 and 2 so far.
That's right. I think you guys have been 1-2 the entire time.
I should get penalized for picking Illinois last week, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
My God.
You should lose points. Through 4 weeks, it's Eric with 121, Ryan with 119, Grant Schaus, our IU guy, with 116, and those are the three who have hosted our college football picks competition, so apparently that's good luck. And then Elijah Poe with 111, Jeremy Giggy of White River Communications, and Greg Mengelt with 108. So that's the standings through 4 weeks, guys, and we're going to start this picks competition today with Notre Dame, but I just want your thoughts on the win over Purdue and how you guys are feeling overall, starting with Eric.
Well, I thought Notre Dame did what I thought they should do, and with getting the running game going. I think they end up right around 250 yards for the game.
Could have 500 if they'd wanted to.
I think so. And they 5 or 6 rushing touchdowns. That's going to have to be their identity if they want to hang their hat on anything. It's going to have to be the running game. And there's not a whole lot outside of that to really brag about. The defense is still terrible. And it's funny because I didn't say this on our podcast a week ago, but at work I kept saying Purdue's going to put 30 on them. And they put 30 on them. And we're in way bigger trouble this week than we were a week ago. We have issues defensively. I'm scared to death.
And Ryan, there was a point in the game, I think it was the middle of the third quarter, where it said Notre Dame had a third down, and it said they were 2 for 2 on third downs, which means they didn't even need third down the whole game. But I thought Notre Dame's offense against Purdue's defense was clearly a mismatch, and I thought the defense did some good things, right?
I mean, we're going to have to outscore teams this year. It's pretty obvious. And yeah, Notre Dame offense is a lot better than Purdue defense, but I think you're going to see that matchup most Saturdays as we go throughout this season, where Notre Dame's going to have to outscore teams in order to win. You talk about Purdue putting 30 points on us. The Purdue quarterback just carved up the secondary of Notre Dame, and it's the third game of the year where they looked really bad.
I have a feeling the defense will improve, and I don't think they're losing another regular season game. I'll just say that. Although this game is scary, we said this at the very beginning. Before the season began, when we went through the schedule, I believe all three of us said, at Arkansas, we know Arkansas is not great, but that is a tough environment, and it's a an average SEC program, and that is going to be tough. Every game is worth 10 points. The underdog is worth more than the favorite, and so you get bonus points if you have the courage to pick the underdogs. And we start with the local teams this week. However, we have only 2 local teams in action, Purdue and Ball State both having a bye this week. But the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Indiana Hoosiers are both in the top 25 and both in action, and we start there. Noon on ABC, it's Notre Dame at Arkansas. We start with Eric. Eric, I have Notre Dame worth 3 points, Arkansas worth 7. Do you dare?
Oh, I do dare.
He does dare.
Arkansas comes in with the number 8 ranked offense in the nation. They put up almost 500 yards a game, and they haven't been playing cupcakes. They played a Memphis team who might be a playoff team. Now that Boise is kind of tripping up, Memphis is legit. They went on the road at Ole Miss and only got beat 41-35, I believe. They put 35 up on Ole Miss. They're going to score. Notre Dame is in deep trouble this week. I like the noon kickoff. I think that's in our favor. But I do dare. I'm taking Arkansas.
Wow. Ryan, do you dare?
I flirted with it, but I'm going with Notre Dame in this game. But what Eric said, they're actually averaging like 550 yards total offense. And here's the scary part. Passing, they're 324 yards a game.
Yeah, they're
And
going to throw for 400.
yes, and the weak spot with this Notre Dame team is the secondary. So this is going to be probably like a 48-42 ball game. And I hope Notre Dame's on the winning side of things. I'm picking Notre Dame in this game, but this is not going to be an easy win. And I would not be shocked if they end up losing.
The over-under on this is 63.5. Hammer the over. This is a no-brainer on the over 63.5. This is going to be a 49-45 game or some crazy. It's going to be high scoring because Notre Dame can't stop anybody. And Notre Dame's offense is looking really good. They're going to put points up. They just can't stop anybody.
Right, we're gonna score points. We're not gonna stop Arkansas. So I think the over is definitely the bet you want to make on that game. No doubt about it.
Irish 31, Arkansas 16. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to be close. If Notre Dame came in here 2-1 or 3-0, I think it's a trap game. There are no trap games when every game's a must win.
I hope you're right.
Last week, guys, I wrote a song called Hoosiers by 3 touchdowns, and I was way off.
I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. IU's got a football team. They really do.
Really
and this
do.
quarterback, last year we were lucky, IU fans were lucky to have Rourke at quarterback. And, I think they might have upgraded at quarterback this year because Mendoza looks very, very nice.
Good decision maker.
Yeah, efficient, good decision maker. Makes every right decision. I was high on Illinois. I mean, I know I was watching the game like, holy cow, those guys are going to beat me up. I think I text you. I don't know what I text exactly, but it was total domination or something. And,
Yeah.
It was. Illinois didn't even belong in the stadium.
Mendoza's completing 77% of his passes so far this year. I mean, that's efficiency.
The numbers are unreal.
They're a fun team to watch. And, going into Iowa, this would normally in years past be like, well, this is an automatic loss, but not so much anymore. You're wondering now, how many are we going to win by going to Iowa? Because Iowa hadn't been very impressive to me.
So well coached. They are so well coached. All right, guys. I have Indiana worth 3 at Iowa. The Hawkeyes were 7. I don't think it's going to be close. I also don't think it's going to be anything like last week. I think in the third quarter of the game will still be in doubt, but I think the Hoosiers win going away, Eric.
Oh, yeah. Indiana all day. big time.
I got Indiana as well. The spread, I believe, is 8.5, and that's who could imagine a spread like that on an IU team going on the road at Iowa. But I think this team's for real. I think they'll cover that, and I have IU winning.
Later tonight, we have two games that are pretty good ones. And on Fox Friday night, it's TCU at Arizona State. Eric, I have both teams worth 5 points. Who are you taking?
I'm not sold on Arizona State. I'm a little let down. I'm going to take TCU. I'll probably be bitching about it Saturday, but
I hear
I
that.
like that TCU offense is really good.
Taking Arizona State in this game. I think Sam Levitt's going to have a breakout game. They've kind of underachieved at this point. I know 3-1s, you can't really say that's underachieving, but
Well, it
big
could be
loss
getting
early
better.
on in the season. I think Levitt's going to have a big performance Friday night. I'm going with the Sun Devils.
I thought Arizona State looked really good last week, and I think they're pretty good. I'm taking Arizona State. Also on Friday night, unbeaten Florida State goes to Virginia. I have Florida State worth 3 points, Virginia worth 7, even at home. Eric, does that make it tempting enough to take the Cavaliers?
Oh, not at all. The line on this is -7, and I thought it would be much more. I got Florida State all day in this one.
I don't think this game's even going to be close. I was shocked when I saw the line on that earlier today. I think this could look like an IU Illinois score by the time it's over with. I think Florida State goes in there and wins by big margin. 6.5 points. They're going to cover that easy.
You guys are just completely wrong about this one. I'm taking Virginia in the upset.
Well, you need the point, so that's why you're doing it.
Yeah. Greg, you got to mount a big comeback here, so you got to take the
That's
underdog
right.
almost
That's
every
right.
game.
And I'm only 13 points behind you.
That's a lot when we're
As soon
winning
as
each week.
as soon as Notre Dame beat Arkansas, then I'm only 10 points behind you. So, and speaking of Illinois, I have the Illini worth 6 points at home. They are an underdog to unbeaten USC, worth 4 points. Who you have, Eric?
Well, don't laugh at me, but I'm sticking on the Illinois train. I like them at home. I don't think USC can go 5-0. I'm picking with my gut. I think Illinois is going to bounce back. I'm taking them.
I'm also taking the Fighting Illini. The same sentiments Eric has with USC going 5-0. Illinois at home, tough loss on the road last week in Bloomington. I look for Luke Altmaier to hit 300 yards passing in this game and Illinois to get a big win.
USC is really not good. I know they're unbeaten. Have you seen their schedule? It's just putrid.
Yeah, it's been bad. And I did watch.
No
I
running
watched
game.
some of their game last week, and it's like, yeah, they're not that good.
No running game. Their best wide receivers out.
Yep.
The only guy that impressed me on their entire offense is out for this game, and Illinois is winning this game. They're not as bad as last week looked.
Last week they played at Michigan State, gave up 31 points to Michigan State, who arguably could be the worst team in the Big Ten. So, and even in that Purdue game the week before that, I think it was a 33 to 16, 17 point game.
With a sack fumble return in that for USC.
Yeah.
So that game was pretty competitive.
I'm going Illinois.
Yeah, I think anybody who takes USC, I don't see it. This is not O.J. Simpson's USC.
Or Reggie Bush.
Another Big Ten game, Ohio State goes to Washington for a semi-test, I think. I have Ohio State worth 2, Washington worth 8. It would be 9-1 if it was in Columbus. Who are you taking, Eric?
Well, I like the 8 points Washington could score me. I do think this game's going to be closer than a lot of people might think, but I'm going to take Ohio State. It's only worth 2 points, but I think Ohio State wins. But Washington, this will be a game.
I totally disagree with Eric on this being a game. This is going to be a rout. I really want the points from Washington, but there's no way you can pick against Ohio State in this game.
It's only 2 points, but it's 2 free points.
It's 2 free points, and Ohio State wins this in a runaway.
I agree with Ryan.
So this could be the Indiana-Illinois game for me this week. This could be it.
Yeah. But at least you picked Ohio State to win.
I'm picking the winner, but I'm saying, yeah. We'll see. Let's put an asterisk on this pick, and we'll revisit it next week because we're both on way different ends of the spectrum on this. So it'd be interesting to see who's right, me or you two.
Let's highlight that game, and then also the next game. I think, are we going to LSU and Ole Miss?
Yes. 3:30 on ABC.
I'm going to start out on this one, if you don't mind. Eric and I laugh every week picking Lane freaking Kiffin.
Don't do it.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going against the ex-Irish frontman, Brian Kelly, and LSU and Garrett Nussmeier. They go into Oxford and get a statement win.
That's all you have to say after that lead up?
That's enough. Period. Exclamation mark.
He said,
well, you stole my thunder because I was going to actually go against Lane Kiffin for the first time in, I don't know what, 13 years or something. I don't know.
If you're going LSU, it's going to be the first time both of us went against Lane Kiffin.
It is. It's double shock. Because I'm taking LSU in this. Man, it's hard to say I love LSU because Brian Kelly is the head coach. But watch out for. We predicted. I had them in the SEC championship losing, but still being a playoff team. I stand by that. I'm not so sure they may not be the best team in the country. I am taking LSU on the road, and they are a dog, 3.5 dog. So I like LSU. I'm taking them.
I really like LSU this year. I think we both picked them in as a playoff team, and I definitely think they're en route to do that. I've always been a closet LSU fan. Back from when I was younger as a kid, I've always liked LSU. I hate that Brian Kelly's the head coach now because I find kind of conflicted in rooting for him. But I think they might be the best team in the country along with Ohio State. So I think they're going to go in and get a big win.
I think not only does LSU win this game, but I think Garrett Nussmeier comes out of this game the heavy favorite to win the Heisman.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because he's got a chance this week to make a huge statement. And these big games, I mean, there's no better time to shine than you're going on the road against a ranked team. You're an underdog.
I mean, this is how Heisman's are won. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah,
going on
absolutely.
the road.
This is one of those resume games.
Yes, going on the road, big stage, performing well, and winning. This is how Heisman's are won.
So you won't be watching Ohio State, Washington on CBS or Auburn, Texas A&M on ESPN, although I have a feeling that in this day and age, you might be able to find a way to watch more than one game at once. But 3 pretty good games going on at the same time. Auburn is worth 7 points. Texas A&M worth 3. And this is where I'm making it up. I'm taking Auburn again. They are winning this time.
Yeah, I disagree. I got A&M at home. You're a couple years away down there in Auburn, Greg. Sorry.
I know, but they're going to win one of these games this year. I know they are.
It'll be the Iron Bowl against Bama.
Very well could be.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to go with A&M in this game. That's my pick. Too much Marcel Reed. I like what Mike Elko's got going on there at A&M. I think he's going to have that program rolling for several years, and another Notre Dame disciple that we lost.
Yeah, their schedule is so tough. It's
nuts.
I think after this game, they play like the top 4 teams in the SEC, like right in a row.
And they already have one of the toughest schedules in the country to this point. And I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to go ahead and take Auburn. War Eagle. Staying in the SEC, and we're now into the night games on ABC. It's a game that a couple of years ago would have had the entire attention of the world. It's not even the best game in this time slot, guys. Alabama is at Georgia. Alabama were 6, Georgia were 4 at home. Anyone want to take the Tide?
Man, I'd love to take the Tide in this one. They need a big win like this really bad. I love their head coach. He's taking it tough. Watching that Georgia Tennessee game and watching Gunnar Stockton, I thought he would be a handicap for Georgia this year, and he played so well. This Georgia team is really good. Offensively, they're lights out. I got to take Georgia in this game, but my heart really wants Alabama to win, but I can't take them. I'm going to take Georgia.
I'm taking Georgia also. I think it might be a close game, but Eric mentioned Gunnar Stockton potentially being a liability when we came into the season, and he's looked really well. The defense is getting a little bit better for Georgia as well. That's just going to be a tough environment for Bama to go in and play. It's a night game on ABC. You get between the hedges in Georgia, they're tough to handle. And I actually went to a celebrity pick for this game, and I asked Rudy P. Robinson. I said, Rudy, is Alabama going to win or the Bulldogs going to win? And he didn't even hesitate. He said Bulldogs.
Of course he did.
Why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he? And you have a very smart dog because Georgia is winning this game. I don't think this Alabama team is very good from what I've seen. I don't think it's a playoff-worthy team. I think they're probably the 5th best team in the SEC.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
And Georgia's definitely better. And then we come to our game of the week, and according to the line, it probably should have been Oregon 6, Penn State 4, but I'm just going to call it a toss-up. I think it really is a toss-up, even at Penn State, guys. Oregon 5, Penn State 5. Eric, the game of the week, who you taking?
Oh, man, this is going to be a heck of a game.
Woo!
I love the way, I know last year doesn't matter, but you saw these two teams match up in the Big Ten championship game. I gave Penn State no chance, and they put up 40 points on Oregon. I think Penn State basically has the same team back. Oregon's playing well.
Are you sure they have the same team back? They got a couple guys in the NFL who are awfully good as rookies.
You talking about Abdul Carter?
And Tyler Warren?
Tyler Warren, yeah. You can replace a tight end in a day anywhere.
He's going to be the greatest tight end of all time by the time he's done.
He's really good. He is good. But no, I'm taking Penn State at home. It's going to be – I hate their wideout. It's like, is Penn State going to have a wideout? Yeah, they are. Okay, shock. I like them at home, though. I like their offense. It's going to be a good one, man. I'm taking Penn State.
I would love to pick Penn State in this game, but I cannot take the lead over Eric in the standings unless I pick opposite of him. So I'm going Dante Moore, quarterback for the Oregon Ducks, having a huge game on the road during the whiteout, and I'm going Oregon Ducks by 3.
I'm going to dedicate this pick to Albert Starks, who used to use this phrase all the time. Oregon is going to give Penn State the spanky. It is not going to be close. I think it's going to be 10 points. I think Oregon is the best team in the country.
What's your guys' thoughts on the scoring in this game? I mean, Penn State's defense is always good. I just think Oregon's offense is even better.
I do too. 31-21.
31-21. I'm going to go Oregon. I'm going to say it's going to be 35-23.
Go 31-27 Penn State.
Illinois State, by the way, is also on a bye this week, so we're not picking their game. This week I had a hard time coming up with 10 good games, but it's probably the best 5-game weekend we've had, and there are some exceptional ones.
Yeah, there's this Saturday. It's gonna be great TV watching for me. That's for sure. You got starting at noon. Every time slot's got a great game. If you're a fan of watching football, so I plan on doing it all day long. Another game that we didn't have on here, Greg, it's Utah State going into Nashville and playing Vanderbilt. Utah State comes in at 3-1. Vanderbilt's 4-0. Could this be a letdown game for Vanderbilt? It's a non-conference game. It's an early start. You're rolling. Probably the first 4-0 start they've had in I don't know how many years. Could this be a trap game for the Commodores?
I don't think so. They're legit. They're not legit like going to beat good teams in the SEC, but they're
No,
legit.
but they're
legitimately
everyone's
good.
darling right now. I mean, you can't root against them. They're so fun to watch.
I'm not sure you can say they're not going to beat any good teams. You guys both had South Carolina very high in the SEC, and they just dominated them a week ago.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
they're not going to beat the elite teams. How about that?
Lenore Sellers got hit in the second quarter of that game, a cheap shot, and didn't return.
Guys, Winkers Wright of Illinois State, our favorite college football player, has been named a semifinalist for the William V. Campbell Trophy, the top scholar athlete in the country in FCS. So pretty cool for him.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
You know, I never would have followed Illinois State had we not started this podcast and got to find out about your nephew. So I think it's really cool that he's finding success, and it's a pretty neat story. You know, there's small-time football, but there's still big stories within those kind of programs. So
A lot of NFL
Kudos.
players come out of that division.
they do. Kudos to Mr. Wright.
We're very proud of him. His football career is coming to an end, and I am going to go watch him play very soon. Thanks once again to Eric and Ryan for joining us, and thank you for listening. Do us a huge favor. You have no idea how much it helps when you share this podcast with another college football fan. It would just help us out so much, and we'd appreciate it. And if you really want to help us, tell all of your friends and family about the Central Indiana Sports Report, that we're here talking about the Colts in the NFL, the Pacers in the NBA, the Fever and the WNBA, IU and Purdue, college football and college basketball, IndyCar, high school football and basketball, and some special podcasts like the Fight Report with Hanson Crafton, EMLB Report with Paul Tipton, and Strictly Biased with Will Rutherford and his NFL picks coming up on Saturday. Help us spread the word. We're here talking about Central Indiana sports every single day. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.